I am John Wojciechowski. I'm the president of the Utah Safety Council. Today is September the 1st, 2022. We are here for our monthly Start with Safety webinar. The webinar we do every month. We provide updates with what the Utah Safety Council is up to. It's a free benefit for the safety community and our members, and every month we bring in a very exciting guest to speak to us about safety and what they're up to keep Utah and the community safe and secure, not only at work, but in the community. So we're very excited today to have Eloy Eduardo Monge Zarit from the Consulate's office, from the Mexican Consulate's office located in Salt Lake City. The Consulate's office, the Consulate, Jose Borjorn, and our guest today, Eloy, they do very many great things for the Mexican nationals that live in Utah, things ranging from human rights support, immigration. They help prevent human trafficking. They basically help, and Eloy is going to tell us more about it, but they help Mexican nationals navigate life in the U.S. and in Utah. So let me introduce Eloy. Since 2017, Eloy has been a member of the Mexican Ministry of Foreign Relations and vice consul in charge of the Protection Department of the Consulate of Mexico in Salt Lake City. From 2014 to 2017, he was in charge of criminal matters in the Protection Department of the Consulate of Mexico in Raleigh, North Carolina. During 2014, he served as Chief of Logistics for the Human Rights Commission of the state of Morelos. In 2012, Eloy was Professor of International Relations at the University del Valle de Mexico. He has a degree in international relations from the University de las Americas in Pueblo and a master's degree in international law from the Technological Institute of Higher Studies in Monterrey. He was an exchange student at the University of Leiden in the Netherlands and at Georgetown University in Washington, D.C. He recently received a certification in criminal and immigration law from the University of Arizona. That's a lot of work, Eloy.
Yeah. Thank you for reading that. I didn't know that I have done that.
Well, the floor is yours. We're very excited to have you here. I have not mentioned Labor Rights Week, but we're very excited to hear about that and all the great work you and your colleagues at the Consul's office are doing.
Perfect. Thank you so much, John. I don't know if there's a chance that I can share my window, my screen with you.
Yeah, can we give Eloy right so he can share a screen?
Well, while we do this, thank you so much, John, for the presentation. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I'm really excited to do this this talk with you. I don't know if we can do like well, the floor is open for questions anytime. I don't know if we can do like we can speak while I talk or whichever you prefer, but I want to start by saying probably every one of you know what a consulate is, but if not, let me just go really quick into that. So a government of another country has two types of representation in another country. So the two type of representations are the consulate and an embassy. So basically, there's one embassy for one country. For example, let's go United States. The United States of America has one embassy in Mexico City. And usually the embassy, what it's going to do is to oversee the political matters, the political agenda, the agenda of the country as a whole. So it's going to conduct the international relationships regarding the, that government's agenda for international relationships and that country specifically. So the United States has the embassy in Mexico City, and it has representations for all branches of the government of the United States. So, for example, you're going to have the Department of Commerce, the Department of Defense. You're going to have FBI agents, probably CIA. They're going to be in the embassy. So they're going to be, as I mentioned, just watching over the interest of the United States as a whole with the relations with Mexico in the United States. And the other type of representation is a consulate. So a consulate is going to represent the citizens of that government that live abroad or are traveling abroad. So in the case of Mexico, we have one embassy that is in Washington, D.C., the Embassy of Mexico in the United States. And we have 50 consulates around the United States. It's not necessarily one per state, as it can sound like 50 consulates, but they are distributed, they are related with the population of Mexicans living or traveling in the United States. So for example, in Arizona, you're gonna have 10 consulates. In Texas, you're gonna have 10 consulates distributed in the major cities, the major populated cities with Mexican nationals. Or like in our case, in the state of Utah, we have the Consulate of Mexico in Salt Lake City. We're gonna cover the whole state of Utah and 10 counties in the western part of Wyoming. So that's gonna be our jurisdiction for action. And as I mentioned, the main thing that a consulate does is to represent the citizens of Mexico living or traveling in the state of Utah and these 10 counties in Wyoming. So the same in Mexico, you're gonna have around 10 consulates from the United States that are located in the major cities in Mexico. They're gonna be responsible to protect and serve those United States national that are traveling or living in Mexico in one of those cities. So for example, a consulate is really important because it's gonna be the link between the government, the United States government, and the people that are there. So I always give this example because I think it's really relevant and it can happen to everyone. For you to have an idea what a consulate does or is. So suppose that someone of you or maybe a family member is traveling, it's in Cancun, right? And something happened, they lost their passport, the United States passport. So in order for that person to go into an airplane and then travel back to the United States and then be admitted in the United States, they need a passport. So that's the travel document that is accepted all over the world, and it's not just to enter the United States as a citizen, but it's also a way for you to travel, to get into a plane. In any airport, you're going to be required, if you're traveling internationally, you're going to be required to have a valid passport without being expired. So you're in Cancun, you're having a good time, suddenly you realize that you lost your passport, but it was stolen. So you're gonna go to the Consulate of the United States that is based in Cancun, and you're gonna ask for an emergency passport for you to get into the plane and travel back to the United States. So they're gonna process your appointment, and they're gonna try to do, I believe the waiting time for a United States passport, emergency United States passport in Mexico is about 2 days. So you're going to have your passport eventually, and you're going to go back. So that's one example why you need a consulate in other place. Another one, maybe a little more difficult, because probably you're in Cancun, you're having a good time, and suddenly you thought it was a good idea to have a drink and then drive back to the hotel in a rent car or whatever. Just decide to drive back to the hotel being intoxicated. And unfortunately, there was a cop and detains you and takes you to the Cancun jail, right? So the consulates are established by the Vienna Convention on Consular Relations. So according to this convention that the United States has signed and Mexico has signed and a lot of countries have signed, it says that the authority in Mexico is they are obliged to notify to the consulate of the person. So the authority in Mexico has to ask you, do you want me to contact your consulate? And well, that's gonna be, depends on your answer. The consulate of the United States in Cancun is gonna be notified. And why you want to be, why you will need your government to know that you were arrested? Well, if you need help to understand the situation and what is going on, probably you don't speak Spanish, probably the person who works at the consulate, at a protection department in the Consulate of Cancun from the United States is gonna go, they're gonna speak Spanish, they're gonna go and visit you in jail, and they're gonna ask you what happened, what do you need, right? So if you need, you need to tell your family members in the United States that, unfortunately I was detained, I'm going to court tomorrow, or whatever you need. So that's like the first thing. The officer is going to ask you, the officer from the consulate of the United States is going to ask you while you're in jail. So they're going to ask you, do you understand what happened, why you were detained? This is what it's going to follow. This is going to be the process. And hopefully, if they find out that the Mexican authorities were violating your rights or were detain you unlawfully, they're going to hire a lawyer from Mexico. The consulate is going to pay for that lawyer to represent you and get you out of jail and travel back to the United States if they feel that that's the situation. So that's why also a person will need to contact their consulate to understand the systems, because the United States system is different from the Mexican system. The criminal justice is different. So you need someone to explain to you that and what is going to happen. They're not going to take you out of jail. That's a really common question that, okay, if I call my consulate, they're going to take me out. No, you have to follow the procedure of that jail, of that country. But it's going to help you to understand. And if they see something unusual, or they see that they are treating you different because you are not from that country, they're going to hire a lawyer to file for discrimination against you because you are being treated different because you are from the United States and that's a Mexican deal. So all those things that the consulate can do for a person that is incarcerated. So with this example, let me just share this real quick. This is very slow. Can you still hear me?
Yeah? Yes, we can hear you. Okay,
perfect. Okay, so well, this is what, well, really like condense what a consulate does, especially the Consulate of Mexico in Utah for Mexican nationals living here. So with those examples, this is what the Mexican consulate do, right? So the first thing that I mentioned is the consular services regarding documents. So we're going to have, we can issue Mexican passports here, consular IDs, that is just a way of identifying yourself as a foreign national. That card is going to contain your information, your biometrics, and if you are detained and for some reason you don't have a driver's license from the United States, you can show that ID, that it contains your address and everything. So we issue these documents on a really thorough process. They have to show proof of nationality, original birth certificate, and an original ID from Mexico. And we're gonna investigate the validity of this document, and then after that, we're gonna issue that passport. We can also register children that are born in the United States from Mexican parents, we can register for them to have dual citizenship. Same happens in Mexico. If well, a really popular destination for people from the United States to retire, it's Lago de Chapala. So you're going to have in Guadalajara a consulate. So if for some reason they decide to have a children in Mexico, they can go to the consulate to register their children as a United States citizen, as well as a Mexican citizen. And also we have powers of attorney. So if someone is in the United States, needs to conduct any legal business in Mexico, and for them it's impossible to go there for whatever reasons, they can come to the consulate. We issue a power of attorney that can be used in Mexico for someone to represent that person, a lawyer or a civilian, a person. So we issue that as well. We have also another very important department in the consulate is the Community Affairs Department that it helps Mexican nationals to assimilate the culture of where they are currently. So in the Community Affairs Department here, we're gonna help people to assimilate the Utah culture, the Salt Lake City culture, for them to be integrated into this community. That is done through education, culture, health, economic development, leadership training, and community empowerment. So this is a big department that, as I mentioned, the main idea behind this department is to help Mexican nationals to assimilate the culture, assimilate the community, and integrate to the Salt Lake City, Utah community. And then there's the department which I oversee, which I head, is the Consular Protection Department. So in the second example that I gave you, there's people that probably are gonna face some trouble while living abroad. So in this matter, we have several areas in the Consular Protection Department that it will be immigration, human rights, criminal affairs, administrative affairs, labor affairs, and family. So in all these areas, we try to help Mexican nationals to navigate these various systems because they are really different than in Mexico. So for example, we have the immigration, we need to explain people how it works, how ICE works, how Homeland Security works, how USCIS works, and if they can, we are going to try to help them through lawyers to have immigration status, if it's possible. If not, we're gonna, if they are detained by ICE or immigration, we're gonna help them also to go back to Mexico in a humane way, in a responsible way. Also, we oversee human rights. If an authority oversteps their authority with some of Mexican nationals, we're gonna file a lawsuit. We're gonna file a lawsuit with lawyers, with the USC, ACLU, or whichever association can help us because an authority overstepped their functions, their power. The criminal affairs, same. We go into jails, we visit people, we explain the process, we go into courts. We try to ensure that due process is followed in any stages of any process. So the due process is well conducted and is not biased because of national origin, because of race, because of language barriers. So we try to protect those rights to be the same as the people who are living here legally with no documents, or because of these barriers that I just mentioned. And the same goes with the family affairs. We have a lot of cases of family affairs are when children are taken into custody with the CFS for some reason. So we're going to help that family and the judge and the social workers to build that bridge between the families, because our main goal is the reunification of the family or the superior well-being of the children or of the child. And then our main topic, one of the most important things for us is the labor matters. The labor matters, it's an area of protection department that we're gonna see cases every day, right? Because unfortunately, a lot of workers here are undocumented or are documented, but they don't speak the language, or they face a lot of obstacles to conduct their job, their labor, accordingly to the United States law. So in the labor department, we're gonna see three major areas. There are gonna be obviously discrimination. If you are discriminated in your labor place, we're gonna help them how to put, where to go, how to put, how to denounce that, how to probably go with the appropriate authorities to report this. Obviously, also we're gonna check on wages. We have a really good relationship with Wage and Hour Division with the Department of Labor of the United States, and also occupational health and safety. Safety and occupational health are a big one for us because, I mean, each country is really different, but in Mexico, construction, for example, construction is really different from the United States. So we have a lot of incidents in Mexico because lack of safety, lack of appropriate equipment, appropriate training, and that is a big something big that we are lacking in Mexico. So when people come here, they probably think that, okay, it's the same than in Mexico, so I'm gonna do the same. So I recently watched a video that people were in a construction site, probably was a house, and they were like jumping from the roof to a pile of rocks just to fill their buckets and go back, just jumping. And that was like, I mean, I don't know why they think that's safe, but clearly in the United States is not. And it's not just for Mexican laborers or Mexican construction workers, but for everyone. So safety regulations and rules apply to everyone, and everyone who violates those rules, especially employers, well, they have to be accountable. So we're gonna teach or try to show Mexican national workers so how they have to be prepared, how they need to be, they have to have safety in their workplaces. So we partner with Utah Safety Council, in this case, to make workshops, to help presentations, to help OSHA 10 trainings. We had a really successful, I believe it was 2 years ago, we have a really successful OSHA 10 one-day course. We have to ask permission, obviously, from the university and everything. And it was really good because all these laborers went. It was a free event. It was a free certification, a free OSHA 10 certification. And it was really good that we were able to do this, because we were able to show the workers why safety is really important, and why they have to be sure to have all the necessary equipment, but not just to have the equipment, but to ask for the equipment from their employers, because it's really sad to see, like we go a lot into the with the day laborers that are gonna work every day, that they are picked from Home Depot, and they just go, they just want to work, so they just go without any safety procurements or measures to have safety. And we try to tell them, okay, if you're going to be in a roof, you need this and this and this. Don't expose yourself to the overwhelming heat, to the heat waves that we are living now in Utah. You need a helmet. You need, if you don't have a helmet, you don't have water near, ask for that. It's your right to ask for that. So these trainings are really important for these Mexican nationals that are well, they are focused in one thing, that is work and send money, send money to Mexico, or maintain their families here. And they are afraid to ask for security measures or to ask for unfair conditions, or to report unfair conditions. Why? Because they are afraid they're going to be fired, or a lot of employers, they I forgot the word, sorry. They menace. Well, they use their immigration status to scare them. Like, if you try to go to OSHA to report, if you try to go to, if you had an accident, well, go home, rest, and let's see what happened to you, instead of reporting this accident to the appropriate insurance company for them to have medical services. They just threaten the employers that don't have documents with deportation, although they cannot report no one to ICE directly. It's not how it works. A lot of them use that as leverage for them not to report accidents, for not providing the appropriate security measures. So that's why we try to go, we do a lot of outreach with laborers, with employers, and with employees, to understand the importance of having security in your job. So this is basically what we do in the Labor Affairs Department in the Consular Protection. And lastly, this week we are conducting the Labor Rights Week. The Labor Rights Week is a week that is happening right now in the 50 consulates in the United States, that they are trying to make, they are raising awareness about labor rights. So with local partners, we try to do a lot of events, different kinds of events as well, for employees and for employers, for them to be aware, for them to be vigilant of their rights, and continue to provide to their families in the best way possible. So that is happening right now. We're really grateful with Safety Council to always support us with this week, and through the year with different workshops that we can have, with different trainings, with different talks like this. And yeah, I don't know if anyone wants to ask a question. I'm really open to answer whichever questions you have. This is going to be a conversation, and if you want to join us in this endeavor in Utah, also, you will be really welcome. We have an alliance that we call the Hispanic Workers Safety Alliance, which we have a lot of partners here, including the University of Utah, Utah Safety Council, the AGC, the Department of Labor is in that alliance. The UOSH, Utah OSHA is also in that alliance. So we have a lot of partners regarding labor and safety in the workplace. So please feel free to ask any questions. Also, if you want to join this alliance, I'm going to share my contact information here. It's my phone number and my email. So please let me know. So I don't know if we can open the mic for questions, and thank you so much for this opportunity to present to all of you.
Thank you, Eloy. We have a few questions for you. I'll start with Brandy's, and that's what role can employers play in assisting employees to adapt to the new workplace culture? So employees being, of course, Mexican nationals, regardless of their immigration status.
Well, that's a really good question, and actually we have been doing this as well. A lot of workers from Mexico comes with an H-2B visa to work in construction and to work with other jobs. There's two types of visa, H-2B and H-2A. And when they have the trainings, the local trainings, or when the employer receive the employees coming from Mexico, they usually, some enterprises invite us to give talks to those Mexican nationals that just arrived to Utah, that are new. So we can give a small presentation regarding services, regarding trust your employer, report to the appropriate, follow the chain of reporting. If a supervisor if a colleague is you need something, go to the supervisor and then follow the chain. We try to do this a lot. So if an employer wants us to come to you and to talk with your employees regarding this, we are more than happy to do this, either in person, we can do this on video, or they can also share our information. The protection department, we have an emergency line that is 24/7, that is there, how they can call us regarding any emergency, any protection matter that they have. So I think just giving out the information of the consulate, that will be really helpful. And if you want us there, we can schedule something and go to talk with your employees.
Very good. Just for clarification, if a Mexican national worker is injured on the job, he or she have the same rights and access to workers' compensation support as anybody would, right?
Yeah, the labor laws, federal laws and state laws, in this case, they protect the workers no matter their immigration status. If they are hired, they have exactly the same rights as anyone. So they are entitled to workers' compensation. They are entitled to receive benefits, because also taxes and wages are going to be taken out of their paychecks and everything. So yeah, they're going to have the same rights.
The other good question is, you mentioned you help people adapt to Salt Lake City, the community and culture. What do you think is the most challenging part of adapting to this culture?
I mean, I think the labor environment and the working environment is one of the most difficult things to overcome, because in other matters we are not well, there's a lot of difference obviously, but we are part of the Western world, right? So we know that basically the laws are the same, you know, the crimes are the same, but probably the work culture is really different. That's a big one. I mean, I see it within myself, like working long hours in your office, no matter what is your time, right? Your 8 hours. I mean, you're gonna be in the office all the time, and obviously, if in other environments, it's gonna be the same. They're gonna try to work as much as they can. We a lot of times oversee the security measures that has to be taken because of that fear, because we just want to work and have a paycheck, right? So that's a big one of the biggest challenges, is to show the people, the Mexican national, that the work culture is different, that here you are protected, you have rights, you have the right to security and safety in your workplace, and if not, you can do something about it. So that's a really big one and a really big challenge for us, because another example, recently we with the Utah Attorney's Office, the Attorney General of Utah, we cracked a case of trafficking in person that it was happening here in Utah. So a lot of workers came under H-2B visa to work in the carnival. So they were working almost 20 hours a day, from assembling the carnival games, the carnival rides, and then to attend that, and then to charge the people, receive the people, cook food for the people, and then go to sleep. And then again, the sleeping conditions were awful, etc. But for the Mexican national, that was normal. That those conditions were normal because that's what they are used to, right, in Mexico. So we went in there and said, no, it's not normal. So a lot of them received protection from the government because they wanted to, but a lot of them said, no, I'm going to move to another carnival and do the same because that's how I make money for my family in Mexico. So change that culture and to assimilate that culture, that is a big challenge here in Utah for the Mexican workers.
Well, in cases like that where human rights are being violated, with that carnival, is there a way for the public what's the best way for the public if they think that human rights are being violated? Anybody's human rights, but specifically Mexican nationals, what's the best way for them to report that?
I mean, there's a national line to report that, and I don't have that right now, but they can report nationally, or they can call to if they are Mexican nationals, they can call to our 24-hour protection line. That actually how we have been able to solve these cases of trafficking when they call to the emergency phone number, because they saw that in a presentation, they saw that in a Facebook Live, they saw that on TV. We tried to do a lot of outreach through Hispanic media to give this. And obviously, the first number to call is 911 if you feel that you're in imminent danger. But if you know someone that can be a victim of, or their rights are being violated, just contact us. Call, tell us what is going on. You don't have to report. We don't. Our information is confidential. We do not share information with anyone that is not needed for the benefit of the victim. And yeah, we can start the conversation. We can start talking. And then we will see if there's something that we can do something about it. Also, there's for human rights violation, we partner with the ACLU of Utah. We have a lot of cases that we help together to get the best result for the victims.
Very good. We have more questions if you have time. Here's one. Yep. Having been a safety manager for a company with numerous Mexican nationals, it can be very difficult to get them to adapt to a higher level of safety standards in the U.S. workplace. What advice do you have?
I think the best advice or the best way that we have encountered to show the importance of the safety measures is with real stories, with real examples, because people that are working here, they have come a long way to be here, and they have to be really aware that an injury, a bad decision can lead you to stop providing to your family. So we have a lot of examples. The presentation that we give to the Mexican nationals that we go, we put real examples with real cases, real people with videos. People are talking about what happened to them, why are they disabled, or unfortunately someone passed away and the family in Mexico records a video for us. So we try to do this with real examples, that why is important and why probably something that you think is dumb, probably because to use a helmet or not to overheat or to drink water can be triggering of something worse. So my advice would be to provide real examples, real life experience make those workers aware of what they need to do.
Oh, at the labor rights opening ceremony, your panel talked a lot about how big the working population is from Mexico. Maybe give those stats to us, like in the Utah population, what is the percentage of Mexican nationals that are in our workforce here in Utah?
Yeah, so we have around 300,000 Mexican nationals living in Utah, and from those, around 150,000, they are second, third generation, so they are more used to, I mean, they were probably already born in Utah, they were brought here really young, so they are more likely, or they are more Utahns than Mexicans. But the other 150,000, they are new here in the States, so those are the ones who need us to teach them about safety. So yeah, those are the numbers here in Utah.
Very good. Well, at the opening ceremony for the Labor Rights Week, we're very excited to see that there was an agreement signed between the Consulate of Mexico and Salt Lake and the U.S. Department of Labor and Wage and Hour Division, the Salt Lake District Office. So, we'll continue to support you and the Consulate's office. But it was also great to see, that kind of support from our state and national leaders. So we're out of time, but Eloy, we're always here for support, and we'll certainly pass our information on to our members and our community over here at the Utah Safety Council. And we just encourage you to keep up the hard work. We know you will. And of course, anything you need from us.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for this opportunity. Please reach out to me, to my colleagues. We are going to be more than happy to help you and to spread the word that safety is really important and is a way for the employer and the employee to ensure the future of the state and of their families. So thank you so much. Thank you everyone for listening, for your questions, and I'll be here. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Eloy. So let's move on to some updates from the Utah Safety Council and our team over here. Just wanted to take a minute to thank everybody that was in attendance at the annual meeting and award ceremony at the University of Utah Rice-Eccles Stadium 3 weeks ago. We presented 128 awards. Brandy Crockett received her Top Dog Award for 20 years of service. It was a very exciting afternoon, and we loved being in front of people and in the same room as the award winners and our membership companies. So we can't wait to do it again. The whole ceremony was recorded, and we put it on our YouTube channel. There's a link to that channel and the presentation on our Facebook page, as well as pictures. So check that out. I would encourage everybody, and we can't wait to do it again. In fact, we're so excited to do stuff again and engage with our members, and I'll let Brandy give details later, but we have our membership appreciation event coming up at Cross Eat Ranch on September the 30th. So that's just a few weeks away. We have registration open on our website at utahsafetycouncil.org. Every member company will receive 4 complimentary tickets. That includes a meal, great food over there at Cross Eat Ranch, hamburgers. You get a pumpkin and a donut, and the price of admission will also get you some pig races and all the great fall festival fun that you can imagine. So that's September 30th. And then coming up in October, we have a Women in Safety event, as well as in December, the Wish Award ceremony. And Brandy will speak more to that, but I just encourage all our member companies out there to nominate the amazing women in safety in our organizations and make them eligible by nominating them for the Wish Award. And then we'll reveal the big winner in December. And that event will be live and in person as well. So, and all that will lead up to our safety conference, our 2023 safety conference that is scheduled for March 16th and 17th. The plan is to have that event live and in person at the University of Utah Rice-Eccles Stadium. So be on the lookout for details there. If you are interested in presenting at the conference, we'd love to hear from you. Send us an email at safety@utahsafetycouncil.org, and then we will also put out a call for presenters as well. All right, well, that's all I have. So I am going to turn it over to our occupational refinery and mining experts. That would be Annabelle and Hannah. So I don't know who's tuning in first, but we're very excited to hear about what's going on in the occupational safety training world. Okay.
Hey, hello, everyone. Just a few things on our department and some stuff that's going on that we're excited about. For starters, a few calendar events. So a few updates and training events we have in person at our own campus. We have the Basic Orientation Plus. Those coming up this month are going to be September 13th and 27th. And then if you're looking for something like something site specific or the Basic Orientation Plus refresher, that'll be by calling through the computer lab. So just calling us in extension 316 or just calling any of us, and we should be able to set up an appointment for you for the computer lab for whatever specific training you're needing for that. That's self-paced. Besides that, we have the UITC class, which is on Tuesday, September 20th. And then once again, anything related to computer lab when it comes to the refineries would be just calling us in, and we'll get you set up. Usually you come in at about 8:30 to do it. And most days we can make work if we just have enough time to set you up. So great. Besides the refineries, a few other things we have going on for the MSHA department. Our next MSHA trainings, we have the 8-hour surface annual refresher. So for those of you that already did the 24-hour and just need to keep up on the refresher, we've got web-based, which is the 7th, 19th, and 26th. And then make sure you're just keeping an eye on the fact that sometimes they're in person. We've been moving and transitioning over to more in person, and so sometimes people don't notice which one they're in. But any issues with getting the Zoom link, sometimes the email will go to your employer and maybe not you. If it's not registered right, we can always get you that Zoom link, or we can always easily swap you over in between either one, depending on which one it turns out you're needing. So we've got web-based and then in person for those. Besides that, we've got the underground new minor. That one's going to be web-based. September 7th through 9th. I think for the underground 8-hour refresher part, that's going to be on the 9th, which is a Friday, and then you'll be able to do your refresher then. And then if you're needing the full underground, that's going to be that 7th through 9th. So either one, whether you're needing the full underground to become underground certified, or you're just needing that refresher, that's going to be through the 7th and 9th. And if you just go onto our website, click on the calendar, anything you want to sign up for this month will be there for you. Other than that, we have the MSHA 24-hour surface new minor. That is web-based, will be the 21st to the 23rd, or in person will be the 7th through the 9th. So either one that works. Sometimes people need to hop forward. We can always reschedule you, so feel free to call in if something with your company or for you changes. We can move you forward and keep your registration. So as we already mentioned, underground is coming up as well. And then, of course, if you're needing that, if you're in the area and you're working with Rio Tinto Kennecott, we do set up those introduction to work environment tours on Saturdays, the 10th or the 24th. Though even if you're needing it during the week, that is something we can also set up. We have to give the site at least 2 days notice to put in our tour request form, but we can make it happen during the week if there's a reason why you need that. And then, of course, if you're needing, whatever reason you're needing to expedite a class, we do have private classes, we do have one-on-one, or we do have on-site. So there are some ways that we can modify and adapt to your needs to make sure you get the training, what you need, when you need it. So that's what we have for that department. Other than that, in our occupational department, some upcoming trainings are advanced safety certificate. We are going to be, we're really excited. A few things actually in our department, just to pause, is we've got, for the occupational department, we've got OSHA that we're hopefully getting online in the next month or so. So we'll have more hybrid options so that you can do your OSHA class 10 and 30 online or in person, as well as experience minor. That's with the MSHA department that we are trying to implement hopefully by next month as well in October. So that way, for those that are needing some of more of that niche training or specific types of training for the jobs in mining, then we'll be able to offer those as well. So anyway, besides that, the advanced safety certificate coming September, we're going to be having the fundamentals of industrial hygiene, the 13th through the 16th, as well as incident investigation, September 20th. With advanced safety coming in January, we're going to be offering those in packages, which we're really excited about. Any questions, feel free to reach out to me or Hannah. It's a much easier and more digestible way to be able to just block out and get those trainings to get your advanced safety in a much easier way, a much more manageable format. And a lot of times we have some pricing options that'll be at a discount for you and for your company if they're helping fund it. So other than that, the certificate in OSHA compliance is another great one we offer. So for some of those to get that certificate, or if you're just needing specific types of training, we've got fire protection, September 9th, which is hybrid, lockout, tagout, September 16th, which is hybrid, slips, trips, and falls, OSHA compliance, September 19th, which is also hybrid. And then the in-person, as mentioned, are OSHA 10 general industry, September 14th through 15th, and OSHA 10 construction, September 28th through 29th. And then some other occupational courses that we have coming up in tow are OSHA 7215, silica and construction in general, in person, fire extinguisher training, September 23rd in person, forklift trainer course, September 27th, hybrid. That's that train the trainer, which is really great. You can buy that with a curriculum or without, depending on your specific needs if you need to purchase it. And then behavior-based safety is September 29th. So that's a few things we have going on both those departments. And other than that, just a few things to keep in mind. We have two different things. We partner with Custom Fit, which is a local nonprofit through Salt Lake Community College, which will offer a lot of times discounted training if you're needing certain types of training for work. A lot of times if working through them, they can work through us to get you a discount. But another great one that we actually have in-house, which is even easier, is a workplace safety scholarship program. If you or your company is under 250 employees, or maybe a branch of your company is, sometimes you can find a workaround that way. The scholarship is a way to get half off. We have them in paper. We can email them to you. We have it on the website. There's a fillable, editable PDF format. You fill that out. You send it to us. I haven't yet to not approve one, and it gives you half off for courses, which is a huge way to get training at a much discounted price. And it's just super great for you or your company to just get more access to more training. So, and that works as well for on-sites. If you're needing something specific for your company on an on-site as well, we can modify it to your needs, and then we can also do it half off as well. So just another thing to consider. Other than that, I think that's the main things that we're going on with our department right now. We have some other things that we're excited for as well, but we'll just be towing them out as we go and letting you know as they come up. So I'm excited to just keep building out the department, but for now, we're just going to let it off to Stone for what's going on with defensive driving in his department.
Thank you. So as far as defensive driving is concerned, this is our availability in the month of September. We have plenty of availability down in the Salt Lake location, one up in Logan, a few in Layton, one for Lehigh, Washington, Richfield, and Heber. And that's more of like if you want to send maybe one or two people through, then it'd be beneficial to do that. These courses do qualify for the approaching an emergency vehicle, as well as a 50-point reduction off of your license. So if maybe you're coming close to that threshold, that's something to consider. If you're looking for something more of like an on-site where we come out to you and train your people, then you can contact me at the information over on the right-hand side there, and I'd be happy to give you a quote. As far as that's concerned, we can definitely find some availability to fit into your schedule. And that's pretty much it for traffic, honestly. So I can turn it over to Brandon now.
Hi, I'm Brandon. I manage the emergency care program. This month we've got a member benefit class coming up on the 6th that we host in-house for first aid, CPR, AED. Our next instructor development course is in October, the 12th through the 14th. We also do offer on-site courses, so if you have a need, don't hesitate to reach out. We'll get you scheduled. We'll come out and deliver the course to you at your facility. We have a lot of products and services that we offer as well. We deal in AED sales. We have a program where we monitor the status of your pads and batteries for expiration, and we'll reach out before they expire to let you know so that you're always current. We also have training materials that we rent, mannequins, AED trainer, EpiPens, whatever it is you may need. We have the materials for sale as well, and first aid kits. So if you have any first aid needs, reach out and I'd be happy to help you get what you need. And with that, it is on to the computer lab with Dalila.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dalila Camello. I work together with Nicole Ackman. We're both program administrators here. We take care of our computer lab where we show our computer-based safety training courses. Any courses you need to get into certain work sites, we can probably provide here for you. So we try to be a one-stop shop. We're office managers as well, so we try and facilitate the day-to-day in the office, and we'll probably be the first faces you see when you walk in. And you can quickly renew your certifications like basic orientation plus refresher. That's our most common one. Other common ones being Holly, site specific for Woods Cross, life-saving principles, Holly for the alkaline unit in Woods Cross. But like I said, we keep daily contact with different safety councils, and we can mostly provide your employees with all the knowledge that they need to be safe and access work sites efficiently all over the nation. So that's pretty exciting. If you guys need to know more, or if you guys want to schedule trainings in our computer lab, or if you want to see if we can provide a class for you, please call us at this number. And my extension is 300 and Nicole's is 316, and we'll get you scheduled. With that, we'll move on to Brandy with membership.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for sticking with us. I'm going to just go over some basic membership information. Many of you are members, so I want to make sure that you're utilizing your benefits. One of the main reasons that people will join is our streaming safety videos. So don't forget about that. And if you don't have access or you don't know what it is, feel free to reach out to me. I can set up anybody in your company as long as they're your member company with access to those streaming videos, and you can use those in your safety talks, safety training. There's a multitude of ways that you can use those. So that's a really big benefit for you. So make sure that you're using those. And then the free classes that we offer. If you're not sending a person to your first aid and OSHA 10 class every year, you definitely should be. So contact our program managers that you just met in those areas, and we can get you set up for those free trainings. And like John mentioned earlier, we do have membership appreciation events at least a couple times a year. And so you do get passes to those. And our next one is coming up on the 30th. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. But we offer discounts on most training classes and products for members. So make sure that you're utilizing that as well. And like Annabelle said, you also can qualify for the scholarship that we have available. So safety training can be really affordable alongside with your membership as well. And John mentioned one of our bigger events too is our annual meeting and safety awards. And so that's just one part of your membership. You get access to that award ceremony for free. But then we want to also encourage you to submit for awards as well. So that's kind of it on your membership benefits. But if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. It's bcrockett@utahsafetycouncil.org. It's on, I believe, the next slide. Yeah. The other thing I wanted to mention is John sort of mentioned the WISH award that's coming out. We do have the nominations open now. And so we want to get, there is somebody in your organization that would qualify for this award. I'm sure of it. So you can go on our website, just search Women in Safety, and then the application will be there, or you can email me directly at bcrockett@utahsafetycouncil.org, and I will send you that application. And we're really excited to get some really great nominations this year. So, and those are due by the 30th. So make sure and get those in. We have a month left is all. And then I just wanted to kind of go over some events that we have coming up. So that Wish Award that you're submitting nominations for, we will recognize the winner on December 16th up at the University of Utah. So that's one of the biggest events that the Women in Safety program has. So don't miss that at all. And then we have, like we mentioned, the Cross E-Ranch coming up. So that's September 30th. Every member organization gets 4 free passes into this event. So it's a great way to bring a colleague or, people in your family. It's a fun thing. We did it last year and we all had such a great time. There's pig races. They have yummy food. The hamburgers are super delicious, and hot and fresh donuts. So it's a really good time. We're crossing our fingers for good weather this year. And we hope to see you all there. So don't forget about that. If you do you can go on our website and sign up for it, or again, just contact me directly and I'm more than happy to help you get those passes. And then John mentioned it as well, but the dates of the conference, we just want to make sure that you have a save the date, March 16th and 17th of next year. And we're starting, plans and preparations are underway for all of that to take place in person. And we will have some virtual options. That's the plan as of now. And so just make sure that you mark your calendars, put it in your budgets. We'd love to see you back in person at that conference. And then lastly, I just want to kind of give a plug for our next Start with Safety. So this one's actually super cool. They're all super cool, but this one I'm excited for as well, because we'll hear from Slade Opikins, who is the president and CEO of R&O Construction. So he really kind of started the business, has been there all along the way, and he's going to talk to us about how their safety program, how they went from really having not much of a safety program to what they do today, and kind of how they value employees and safety hand in hand. So it's going to be a great time. October 3rd, 10 a.m. You can register for this the same way you registered for this current Start with Safety. It's just all listed on our website. It's free, and, spread the word. So with that, I just appreciate your time today. And we're going to close it out. Just a reminder, we'll see you back here on the 3rd, if not before, and have a safe day.